Got to show it to him, Mr. Palau. I don't think we can put it up.
Okay.
This is what it says.
So I'm showing you page 3 of State's Exhibit 163. Can you tell us what this document actually is?
Yeah, it's a receipt for property taken.
And then it actually mentions who is taking some of the property here, doesn't it?
Yes,
And who's that?
myself.
Okay. And then one is a letter from the Excalibur Casino, is that correct?
Yes,
And then the other is an envelope addressed to Orlando Anderson, is that correct?
yes,
And then the third is miscellaneous bills addressed to Orlando Anderson as well, is that correct?
yes.
And all of these 3 items were collected by you, is that fair to say?
Yes.
So from Mr. Davis's home, and well, we'll start with 163. We have from Mr. Anderson's home, we have a receipt from the Excalibur. Is that correct?
Yes.
And then is part of the reason why you're collecting that receipt is because it's relevant to the investigation as to who shot Mr. Shakur?
Yes, we thought it might be significant that it showed that Mr. Davis was in Las Vegas at the time of the shooting.
I guess in this one it's Mr. Anderson, correct?
Yeah.
And then from Mr. Davis's house, there's also a receipt, a hotel receipt that was collected. Is that fair?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to show you States 160. And we're not going to talk about the addresses specifically, but the 2 addresses attributed to Mr. Anderson and Mr. Davis, one is at the top, and then one is at the bottom with a red dot. Is that correct?
Yes.
It's fair to say that they are very close to each other.
Yes.
I'm going to move 160 to evidence.
Any objection?
No objection.
So admitted.
So Mr. Anderson, was he one of the people that was caught up during the search warrants, this 38 house search warrant?
Yes.
And was Mr. Davis around during the 38 house search warrant?
No, we couldn't locate him.
So you were able to locate Mr. Anderson, but Mr. Davis was just not around.
Correct.
And you don't know why or how that is.
That's correct.
But with regards to Mr. Anderson, it's fair to say Mr. Anderson at that point is a person of interest, at least, in the shooting of Mr. Shakur.
Definitely, yes.
And then at that point, do you make him available for questioning with Detective Becker from LVMPD?
Yes.
And does Mr. Becker make an attempt to question Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
And did any useful or relevant information come out during the course of that questioning?
Not that I was aware of.
Now, let's fast forward a little bit. You were aware that 6 months later, Christopher Wallace, also known as the Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls, he was killed in Los Angeles. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, was that in the Compton area?
No.
And so, were you responsible for the investigation into Christopher Wallace?
No.
But did you end up assisting the LAPD in trying to execute search warrants in an attempt to gather information on the murder of Christopher Wallace?
Yes.
And why were you the person, or you and Mr. Brennan the person that LAPD would ask for assistance?
Because we knew who all the players were, and we told them at the time that they had a little internal feud going with each other, and we were getting ready to do search warrants on them.
So you were getting ready to, they were having an internal feud. Is it fair to say that the 1997 search warrant served a dual purpose in a similar way that the 1996 search warrant served?
Yes.
So, like in 1996, you have a war between Mob Piru and South Side Crips, and you're also trying to see if you can get any information related to the Tupac Shakur murder. Is that fair?
Correct. Yes.
And then in 1997, you had mentioned that there was an internal feud that had gotten violent. Is it fair to say that the Burris Street crew and the Glencoe Street crew on the South Side Compton Crips, that they had started engaged in their own violent feud?
Yes, definitely.
And as a result, and at that same time, there was some question as to whether or not members of the South Side Crips may be involved in the murder of Christopher Duane.
Correct.
And so, were those two goals, or those two functions, part of the reason or the basis for executing the search warrants?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to show you what's been previously admitted as State's Exhibit 136. Do you recognize State's Exhibit 136?
Yes. This is a search warrant we did on.
And we're not going to talk about addresses by agreement, but it's a search you did on a different house from the houses that you did in 1996. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And this is a different residence that was associated with Mr. Davis. Is that fair?
Yes.
Page 4 of 136.
It's not actually 136, but it is. Just give me a second.
Of course, about this, John. We're just pulling that up.
Sure.
Jessica, you can put it on me.
And Mr. DiGiacomo, do you mind zooming in a little bit?
Yeah, if I figure out how to make the Zoom work on this. That didn't work. Let's see if the Zoom tool's not working.
Mr. Ladd, we're going to do this the old-fashioned way. It's going to be up
Okay.
there, but I want to show you page 4 of 136. It's still up there on the screen as well. On page 4, we have another receipt of property taken. Is that right?
Yes.
And on line 4, what do we have?
A money due bill for the Monte Carlo Casino.
Now, in relation to this search warrant as well as the other search warrant, really you can only take property that would be related to the investigation, correct?
Correct.
So, like, if I couldn't take just any random property just because I have a search warrant, can I?
No.
You have to take things that are related to the actual search warrant.
Correct.
Now, I am going to ask you, did you spend, you said you had worked at Compton till about, actually, let me rephrase. How long did you work at the city of Compton for?
From 1983 to 2001. I'm sorry, 2000.
Okay. Is it fair to say that at some point the Compton Police Department got swallowed up by the LA Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
And did you stay with? Did you sign on to the LA Sheriff's Office after that?
Yes.
Do you recall approximately how many of the Compton police officers stayed with the LA Sheriff's Office? Okay.
Go ahead. You want to finish?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I don't want it to be like yesterday where we keep on interrupting each other. Do you recall how many of the Compton police officers were hired on by the LA Sheriff's Office when LA Sheriff's Office took over Compton Police Department?
Yeah, I'm not sure the exact number. I think there was like 103 of us, and I think all but 2 were hired by the Sheriff's Department.
Now, you ultimately left the LA Sheriff's Office, is that correct?
Yes.
And then where did you go to work after that?
I lateraled over to agency Garden Grove PD in Orange County.
Probably a little bit safer than the Compton Police Department.
You could say that, yes. It was still a busy city, but it wasn't nothing like Compton.
And then during that time period is when you started giving talks with Detective Brennan regarding your experience working blood and Crip gangs in Compton.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say that Detective Brennan is no longer with us?
Yes, he passed away of cancer several years ago.
Oh, yeah. You know, I'd forgotten about one of the murders I wanted to talk, or one of the shootings I wanted to talk to you about during the war that escalated immediately after the shooting of Tupac Shakur. So I'm going back a little bit, and I apologize for that.
No problem.
One of the people that was shot was a man by the name of Bobby Finch. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Bobby Finch was actually killed on September 11th. Was Bobby Finch a gang member?
No.
Was Corey Edwards a gang member?
Yes.
And what gang did he belong to?
South Side Crips.
And do Bobby Finch and Corey Edwards look alike?
Yes, they do.
Seal pass the witness.
Does anyone need to use the restroom before we get into cross? Seeing no hands, Mr. Sampson. Oh. You're good? You're good? Restroom. Okay, perfect. All right. During this recess, you're admonished not to talk or converse amongst yourselves or with anyone else on any subject connected to the trial, or read, watch, or listen to any report or commentary on the trial of any person connected with this case by any medium of information, including without limitation, newspaper, television, the internet, and radio, or form or express any opinion on any subject connected with the trial until the case is submitted to you. I'll have you guys back here at, let's say, 2:15. Please rise for the jury. For the record, the jury has exited the room. We'll be in recess. Back on record in State v. Davis, C-377-407. Anything we need to address outside the presence before we bring the jury in?
Top of the state. No, you're not.
Okay, let's bring him in. Randy. Not ready yet?
I guess we should stand since they're coming in. Captain Jerry.
Did the party stipulate to the presence of the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
You may be seated. All right, we're on cross. So whenever you're ready, Mr. Stamp, you may proceed.
Mr. Mag, welcome to Las Vegas.
Thank you.
Now, during your time in Compton, seems like it was a pretty colorful time where you were there.
Very active, yes.
There's a movie called, I think, End of Watch. Have you ever watched that movie?
No.
Okay. Have you ever watched any movies at all from that time period? Like, say, I don't know if it was out there. any of the LAPD movies during that time period? Have you ever watched any of those?
You have to be more specific.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm trying to figure out. There's another one out there besides Interplatch. But you share basically your experience working as a Compton police officer to the time you started working as a detective for gangs in a book that you wrote.
Yes.
And that book is called and entitled Once Upon a Time in Compton, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you do write this book in addition to Timothy Brennan, your partner.
Yes.
Now, in the book, I've read the book, and when you guys are working together as a team, it's Tim and Bob, right? In the book, you guys, Tim and Bob, we did this. Tim and Bob, we did that, right?
Yes.
Now, the book itself, as you created the book, fair to say that that was a book that I would think that you would be proud of, the work that you put into the book.
Yes.
And in terms of the book itself, you could sit here basically as you're talking with us and this jury today, that the book is accurate in terms of what you recall during that time period, right?
Yes.
And you would have taken great pains to make sure that that book was accurate before it was published.
Yes.
Meaning, for instance, if you read something in the book that wasn't accurate and it wasn't published yet, you would make a note to either tell Tim or this other lady, I think her name is Lolita, that, hey, this isn't quite right, I don't remember that, and there would be some discussion, maybe changing or something, right?
Yes.
Okay. And in order for you to write the book, and I think you published this book in 2017,
Correct.
that was, and you started working for Compton in what year?
1983.
So, and you start off in the book from 1983 on in terms of your experience working as a police officer in Compton, as well as Tim's experience working as a police officer in Compton, right?
Yes.
Did you, I would imagine you would have used notes and that kind of thing to help refresh your recollection and help remind you of certain events, certain cases, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, because in the book, for instance, there's a lot of different people you run into. There's a lot of different scenarios you run into as well, right?
Yes. Most of it was based off our memories, but
Yeah.
like for the search warrant or whatever, we could go back to a search warrant and look at that to refresh our memories.
Right.
Most of the stories are just from my memory.
Yeah, and fair to say, of course, it's also Tim's memory as well. So something
Correct.
that you would remember, he would remember, and vice versa, and you go, oh yeah, I remember this now, and you would say, oh yeah, I remember that now, right?
Yes.
So part of the book, in essence, really is it's teamwork between you and Tim and Lolita writing the book for you.
It's a collaboration.
Collaboration. Okay. Now, did you write any of the book yourself?
Basically, we got Lolita Files to write the book, and we told the story to her.
Right. And
basically.
so
And she actually wrote it, but it's our story.
right. And Lolita, meaning that this was an experienced writer that you recall, right? Before she wrote the book.
Absolutely.
And when she wrote the book, can you tell us a little bit about Lolita, who she was as a writer?
Yeah, she had several books that were published prior to that, and she was very up on the hip-hop scene. So when we got together, and we kind of just clicked, and we collaborated to write the book.
And in terms of her background and so forth, did she go to school for that?
I'm not sure.
All right. And was she working as a journalist or a writer prior to you meeting her to write this book?
Yes.
Now, in addition to that, throughout the course of the book, you do put pictures in here, and pictures of you with darker hair and less of a goatee and more of a, looks like actually one without a picture of no facial expression whatsoever. It's a picture of you as a young police officer. Now, the purpose for these pictures in your book is really to help establish some of the things that were happening during that time period, so the reader could see visually what was going on, right?
Correct.
Now, in addition to that, in the book, you had put as well, and the book, the picture, the picture that I was looking at is this picture right here. Do you recall this picture?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and once again, it's just to show your experience while you were being a police officer in Compton, right?
Yes.
Now, in addition to that, though, you do put in the back of your book some documents that were documents that you used in furtherance of your job as a detective at some point, right?
I don't really understand that question.
Meaning, for instance, in the back of your book, you do put in here a map of the Compton area gangs, for instance.
Yes.
You also put in here, and the Compton area gangs for the jury, we're talking just to highlight how compact of an area the city of Compton was and how many different areas was claimed by different types of gangs. Fair?
Fair.
Okay. In addition to that, you also had included in here the affidavit, the search warrant that we just talked about before, right? This 40 area search warrant.
Yes.
You put that in the book as well.
Yes.
And just for the jury's edification here, for instance, none of the information in here is redacted, meaning it's not taken out by a black mark or anything like that, right?
Correct.
All right. And I'm not trying to get anybody in position here for to be in trouble, but in essence, the book and the information that's in here was readily available for anyone who wanted to buy and read it.
Correct.
Okay. Now, in addition to that, did you have a publisher on this?
At the beginning, we did, yes.
Okay. And what do you mean at the beginning?
Well, it was a publishing company, and we kind of had a little conflict with them, so we decided to leave them and self-publish.
I see. And so with Lolita's help, once the book was finalized and you and Tim both felt good about the finished product with Lolita, then you just published it yourself.
Yes.
How does that work?
Well, you just go to Amazon Books, and it kind of just runs you through it. It's kind of a complex system that you have to do certain things. I mean, I didn't really do it, so I can't really tell you the exact steps because I'm not very good on the computer. I know how to turn them off and I know how to turn them on.
Well, let me ask you this in terms of what was happening with Amazon. Once you submitted it to Amazon, Amazon becomes a platform that sells the book.
Yes.
And so if someone's interested in the book, they just look it up and they click and they buy the book.
Correct.
Now, at some point, though, as they're buying the book, you receive a record as to how many people have purchased the book, right?
Yes.
And how much money you and Tim and Lolita would potentially be making for the sale of each book.
Correct.
Now, in this case, for instance, with the sale of each book, I would imagine Amazon would have taken a pretty big chunk of the proceeds from the sale of each book.
Yes. You don't make much money.
Yeah. And so even though you're selling, and with regards to Once Upon a Time in Compton, can you tell us how many of these books that you sold?
No.
Okay. I'm assuming at some point you did receive a check.
Yeah.
Okay. But not something that you could retire on.
Oh, definitely not.
Okay. And in terms of your books, do you remember how much they cost, how much you were selling them for?
I thought it was $15.99, but I'm not positive on that.
Okay. Right. Now, one of the things that's in your book as well is you had, there was a part of the book where you had identified a MGM Grand ticket to the Tyson Seldon fight. Do you recall that particular image in your book?
I think it was, yeah, we recovered that out of Suge Knight's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with regard to that, if I show you, let me just do this quick here. Your Honor, if I could approach and ask the clerk to mark this as proposed exhibit next in order.
Okay. What is the next order, Jess? B.
DD.
She'll put it on there. Is it B? B?
DD.
Okay, got it. It'll be omitted.
Thank you.
Oh, was there any objection? I apologize.
So you say it first.
Oh.
No objection.
So admitted.
Yeah, put you on.
You may.
Do you recall this particular image in your book? So showing you what's been marked as BB.
Yeah, it looks like it, yes.
Okay, and that was a ticket stub, it looks like, to the Seldon Tyson fight
Yes.
on September 7th, 1996.
Yes.
And that ticket stub was located in Suge Knight's house.
Yes.
Okay. publishing for the jury here so they can see. Do you recall when Suge Knight's house was searched?
The day that I think it was October 2nd, the day we served all 38 search warrants.
I see. And so his house was one of the houses that you were searching to basically try to quell any potential violence in Compton, as well as gather information.
Yes.
Now, with regard to this particular ticket, though, because it was captured, there was an understanding between all the police officers conducting all the searches at the same time that you were looking for information leading to the murder of Tupac that had occurred in September.
Yes.
So, with regard to this ticket, for instance, because it was the Sheldon Tyson fight on the night of Tupac's murder, this ticket was obtained by you or kept in evidence as part of your investigation.
It wasn't part of our investigation, no. It was for Las Vegas PD.
Right. So let's get a little bit into that. So, and I want to make sure that the jury understands. So, in terms of the actual murder investigation itself, that was the jurisdiction of Las Vegas Metro.
Yes.
And so, which I guess is difficult here, right? Because potentially everyone that's a potential suspect in the Las Vegas murder potentially would have been residing in Compton, right?
Not necessarily, but most of them did.
Yeah. And so on this particular day, when you're out executing the search warrant with all the different locations, you had invited the detectives that were assigned to the Metro homicide investigation here to come out to Compton to be present so that they can interview people if they wanted to.
Correct.
All right. And so this particular piece of information would have been something that they would have been interested in, I would assume.
Yes.
All right. Now, we talked a little bit about what was also found, and you had indicated that there were some receipts, some hotel receipts that were located. Where did I put that? Oh. I think the state had already presented this to the jury. What was the last exhibit you guys put up for that?
It's 161 and 162. It's just, that's the entire return for all locations.
Yeah.
The two are up there.
Okay. Sir, what you were showing earlier in terms of the affidavits in this case, thank you. Fair to say that the size of the affidavits that were shown to you, and once again, this is for the state, or for the jury's edification. State's Exhibit 161. This particular affidavit was actually a lot bigger, right?
What do you mean by that?
Well, meaning, for instance, that you were targeting some 38 houses, which means that each house had its own paperwork attached to it, which would have made this document a lot bigger than what this document is right now.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And then with regards to the document, we're targeting or focusing on the first item here. Looks like was a let's see here, in State's Exhibit number 162. There was a reference here to a hotel receipt, right?
Yes.
Now, the property report here that we're looking at on 162, which I will show without the, this is the property report that we referred to earlier, right?
Yes.
And the hotel receipt that's on there is one of the items that was taken from this particular property, right?
Yes.
Do you have that receipt?
No.
Okay. So unlike for instance, the Suge Knight ticket indicating that there was a fight and so forth in Las Vegas, September 7th, 1996, this indicates that there was something taken, and that would have been that hotel's receipt, but you don't have it here.
Correct.
Do you have it? Do you know where its location is at all?
No.
Now, in addition to that, you also, in one of the other homes, had indicated that there was a letter from the Excalibur Casino and so forth. I'm going to show you this document here. This is State's Exhibit 163. And just for the jury's edification here. So it looks like here on number 1, this would have been the receipt of property taken, correct?
Correct.
And underneath it here, number 1 would show a letter from Excalibur Casino addressed to Orlando Anderson, right?
Yes.
All right. Do you know the date of this particular document?
It would have to be the same day of the search warrant.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the letter itself.
Oh, no.
Okay. And do you have a copy of that letter?
I do not know.
All right. Do you know where that letter is?
No.
All right. The next part here looks like there's an envelope addressed to, once again, Orlando Anderson. And with regards to this particular document, do you have any indication of where that document is?
No, it was booked into property. So.
Right. And that's the same thing with number 3 on miscellaneous bills addressed to Orlando Anderson, right?
Yes.
None of these documents are addressed directly to Mr. Duane Davis, correct?
Yes.
And once again, when you are searching and finding something like, for instance, the Suge Knight ticket, that document is carefully taken from the scene and put into evidence in a way that would preserve the chain of custody of something like the ticket.
Correct.
Now, in this case, when you searched either the 2 residences in this case, did you find any indication at all? Any MGM grand ticket of being on the second row of the fight? Anything at all that would indicate that Mr. Davis was actually in Las Vegas?
No.
Okay. Now, in addition to that, we have talked a little bit about the second search warrant. And the second search warrant is this one here, State's Exhibit 136. Okay. Now, when a search warrant is executed in California, at the time it's executed, is it confidential or sealed?
Sometimes, yes.
In this particular case, with this particular search warrant, was this search warrant sealed?
Yes.
And was it sealed up until the time that the search had been conducted?
Yes.
Okay. When did this particular search warrant become unsealed?
I don't recall.
Okay. Fair to say, though, that if someone's charged in a crime based upon search warrants that are sealed, that search warrant would then be available for the defense to look at.
Yes.
And it would be unsealed at that point.
Yes.
And that would be the same, of course, with the search warrant that occurred at the beginning of October the year before, right?
Correct.
So in this case, with this particular search warrant here, this is dated as of May 27th, 1997. On this particular one here, you had indicated the following. This is on page 4 of this document. The information that I think we're most interested in is line 4 of that document, right?
Yes.
Meaning that, once again, these are items that were taken from this home, and those items were put into your property or evidence log.
Correct.
And number 4 is a money due bill from the Monte Carlo casino. Right? Can you tell us the date of what this money due bill was for?
No.
All right. And once again, your search in this particular regard was actually May of 1997, right? Quite a few months after the September 7th, 1996 shooting.
Correct.
In addition to that, in terms of that money due, can you tell us, for instance, who that money due bill was addressed to?
No.
Okay. Now, there were some questions by the state on that issue about the fact that this was actually a search warrant investigating into the murder of Diddy Smalls. Remember that line of questioning from the
Yes.
state? But fair to say, of course, that even then, as you're conducting this kind of investigation, you are still thinking about the Tupac case, right?
For sure.
Yeah, you weren't just at that particular point forgetting that the Tupac murder even occurred. You're still thinking during that time period, if you run across something you think is relevant, you would have identified it, right?
Correct.
In addition to that, though, you would have identified it and you would have called Metro and say, hey, by the way, we got something there that will help you with the Tupac murder investigation. Fair?
Fair.
Okay. There's no reason why you wouldn't have done that?
Not that I know of, no.
Now, we talked a little bit about the size of some of the people that were involved here. And I think, was it DeAndre Smith you said was a pretty big guy?
Yes.
All right. And you said he was like, what, 6'2", 6'3", and about 300 pounds, something like that? Big guy.
About 6'4", 300 pounds.
Okay. Did he play any sports or anything as far as you know?
I think he did. I'm not positive.
Okay.
What sport?
Now, are you aware of an individual by the name of Terrence Brown?
Yes.
And was Terrence Brown one of the individuals that was potentially a suspect in the Tupac murder?
Yes.
All right. Now, with regards to Terrence Brown, can you describe for us how, like, his size as well?
Yeah. He's approximately a little shorter than you, and just medium built.
So a good-looking guy.
Exactly.
I'm sorry?
I don't know about that, but
So it's a little bit shorter than me and about my size.
right.
Okay. Let's just put it down as I'm 6'2", so that's like I'm just kidding, 5'8" and something else. And then in terms of the at the time with Terrence Brown, you are aware that Terrence Brown actually dies in what, 2000?